Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening to where you are watching it from. This is DRL EUT number 2. We are here round number 5. Here around Miami, 5.412 kilometre long circuit and 19 corners. Very lovely track. We are here, of course, in America. Brilliant track. I didn't want to drive anyway, so it's okay. Let's get the standings up. We have two people currently fighting for the championship. We have iFire in the V-Carb on 75 points, and Yakatino, who, surprising that he is going to be racing today, but he is here today. In the McLaren, he is on 72 points, just 3 points behind, so very close in the driver's standings. We're right on board with the current championship leader, Firestorm, going to be the first person to be crossing the line. Of course, it's going to be short qualifying, so 16 minutes left of the session. And going into the main race, we have yellow flag further down the field. But here we go, we're right on board with the current championship leader going into turn number 1. No race name, corner names around Miami, so it's just going to be turn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very nicely done through turn number 5. Comagon needs an invite, so I will be back with commentary very shortly. Comagon had now been invited. I've accidentally invited someone else as well. Now coming into sector number 2. Very tricky corner and turn 7 and 8. Ride the curb. You don't want to ride it too much coming into this, but here we go. Second DRS straight, or let's say bend, of the section. Now going into the heavy braking of turn number 11. Left-hander down into gear 2. Want to stay in gear 2 or maybe gear 3 through this right-hander of turn number 12. Now into the tricky sector of the chicane. Not many people were a fan of the chicane, but now I'm seeing some people like the chicane. DRS Rhino had retired from the session, but here we go now, the third DRS straight of the lap. We have one coming out of turn number 19, long start finish straight. We have this one, of course, and we have one in sector 2. But heavy braking down into gear number 1 or 2. Preference of the driver now coming round the final corner to get the first lap of the session is going to be the championship leader with a 1:26.819. We have a hack driver about to cross the line of Charlie, and that's going to be a 1:27.817. McLaren about to start his lap. Aston Martin about to cross the line. That's Debo. It's going to be setting a 1:27.975. The hack driver of the Red Dog, who's actually just set a lap just by the teammate. 1:27.917, very close between P2 to P4. McLaren about to cross the line. It's going to be Yakatino who's about to start his lap. Well clear from his lap. Little Aussie about to start his lap. There's a McLaren, Mercedes about to cross the line. That's Loco Incada about to start his lap. Trying to catch some drivers who are just finishing the lap. Elite Pilot seems to be finishing his lap. He's going to put himself P5. Not too great of a lap. 1:28.480. I'm going to get the Twitch up. Say hello to the chat. Hopefully everybody is doing well. Hello. What is the Twitch chat saying? Hello. Welcome. Hopefully you are all doing well. Alpine custom livery. Yeah, indeed. Beautiful black livery in the Alpine. Obviously the game is brilliant. Elite Pilot, of course, with a 1:28.480. Firestorm with the fastest lap of the session. Archie in the Mercedes, setting it 1:29.8. A couple of drivers yet to get their lap. GBG Racer in P3 in the Kick Sauber. The only Kick Sauber actually to be in the session. 1:27.569, so a brilliant lap from him. Going over to the qualifying ban. Let's see who has a qualifying ban. Let's see who's being a naughty. Here we go. Not Davino, no longer in the session. Tranquilo is not here. DRS Rhino had a qualifying ban, hence why he had retired from the session. Elite Pilot also had a qualifying ban, so he will be getting a 10-point deduction from the driver standing, and Devo also has his qualifying balance. So it's going to be 20 points deducted, 10 from Alpine, 10 from Aston Martin. If people don't want to read, not my problem. Yakatino, who's currently chasing down the championship leader, and not getting a good lap time. We've got to run a ball with him at the moment. I know he's having a slight problem with his eye. He just had an appointment today regarding his eye, so his eye might be slightly blurry. He just invalidated his lap, so he wanted to race today. He wanted to make sure as long as he gets some sort of point, he can stick close to Firestorm. But at the moment, Firestorm's really taking the lead on the race. Run aboard with Loco Moncada, who got promoted from EUT3 to EUT2. Of course, EUT3 is now no more. We could not fulfill the basis of Tier 3. No, we have moved the Tier 3 drivers up into the Asian Tier or Tier 2 regarding their pace. We've right aboard with him coming through turn number 12 and 13 into the tricky sector of the chicane. He seems to have done it very nicely, riding the curb very heavily there, but now on to the back straight. Is this the back straight? Not really sure. It's a straight, I can tell you that. Getting a direct from the car in front, and now heading towards the final corner into, of course, turn number 17. Heavy braking down into gear 2. That's how I like to do it. He's got into gear 3, but now this is turn number 18 on the left-hander. 19. And where is he going to put this Mercedes? He's going to put this Mercedes to P4. Not a bad lap. 127.724. Only one driver to break the 127 at the moment, and that is Firestorm with a 126.819. Further down the field, TJ yet to set a lap. Comagon yet to set a lap, and TKA yet to set a lap as well. I will invite Comagon again. Wherever his name is. There. Invited you. The chat, hello. You're rooting for your boy Comagon. Comagon is doing very well at the moment. PCT. Back to this. Hello, the 9 viewers. Hopefully, you're right. TJ looking for 40 Gacchino, the guy currently chasing down the championship leader. Botcho, Asian tier driver for the Williams team. Today for the Williams team, of course. Let's see if he can improve his time in this Williams seat from P11. He's coming around the final corner. He's going to be coming into the pit. Of course, he will be. Trying to catch a driver on a lap at the moment. I know Firestorm is on the lap, riding ball with him, and see how he does through the first sector. He comes round turn number 7 and 8, very deep in turn 7 and 8, but he's not get above sector 1. He's down on his time by 2:10, so not too good of a first sector. Still a relatively long time left of qualifying, 8 minutes 45 left. Now heavy braking going into turn number 11, riding the curb on the inside there on the left-hander. Now on the right-hander of the hairpin, turn number 12, 13, 14, 15, riding it and invalidating his lap time. So wasn't really a good lap from him regarding the first sector, but TKA is going to be coming in with a 2.7. No one actually currently on a lap, actually. I would say that the Ferrari is on a lap, as he's now coming towards the end of sector 2. Very cautious going into turn number 11. Going quite slow through 12 and 13 and going off the track, and also teleporting everywhere. I like that type of driving. Now, he's teleported. He's now on the back straight. He's got a purple sector 2. How he's done that, he's teleported. He's also lost the rear end. He's teleporting to the start-finish line, but if that's how you want to do it, you do you. Now heavy braking into turn number 17. He's going to teleport around this corner, maybe. Let's see how he does now coming round. Turn number 18 and turn number 19. Will he set the provisional pole lap? Where is he going to put it in Ferrari? And he's only going to put it in P8 with a purple middle sector. So not a great lap from him. Yakatino is also on a lap. Hopefully he's not teleporting either. Now coming round turn number 16 into the final direct straight. He's going to want to improve that time. Very bad time from him, 1:35. Must have really struggled with a purple sector 2. Now coming into the final couple of corners. The guy currently chasing down the championship leader, who's currently on provisional pole. Heavy braking down into gear number 1. Now foot to the throttle, very cautious. Now turn number 18 and turn number 19. Where have we put this McLaren? Will he put it onto the front row? He will not. P4 127.625. Not a good enough lap to get onto the front row, but he's there on the second row with GBT Rato. Just about to start his lap, right on board with the only kick salver in the session. Heavy braking going into turn number 1. 6 minutes 30 left of the qualifying. Quite slow there, may I say, actually coming through turns 1 and 2, but now coming into the long left-hander. I really hate this corner. I cannot explain how much I hate this corner with a passion. Slightly losing the rear end there, turn number 4 and 5, but let's see how he does on his first sector. Will it be an improvement? It's a purple sector 1, 600 up, nearly 700 up. Now we're on to the second direct straight. We're right on board with the guy who's currently chasing down provisional pole. Now going into heavy braking. That's the second direct node gone. Turn number 11. He slightly missed the apex. He has slightly missed the apex. Now into the hairpin of turn number 12. GBT Racer now going into the chicane where everybody's been invalidating their lap time. And he's invalidated his lap time as well. And that might have been the commentator curse, and I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, he had it there. But it's very unfortunate. Magnifico is now on a lap in the Williams seat. Heavy braking going into turn number 8. Let's see what he does in the first sector. It's not a purple sector, but he's improved on his lap time by 0.137. DRS now open on the second DRS straight. Let's see how he does in the second sector now. Heavy braking going into turn number 11. Will he hit the apex? He has hit the apex. Gone slightly deep, just like the kick Sauber. Coming round to turn number 12 and 13. Will he? I'm not going to say anything here. Oh. Well, he hasn't invalidated, but he's lost a tyre. Well, this man will be coming into the pit. That is very unfortunate from the Williams driver. Comagon is back in the session. He's rejoined. He put his car in P7, yet to down lap, 4 minutes 28 left of the session. The two Haas drivers in P8 and P9 at the moment. Devo in P10, TJ Lucas P11, Elite 12, TK 13th, Crossshow 14th, and RC 15th. 8 people watching. Hello, hopefully you're all doing well. Firestorm about to start. Potentially his final lap. GBT Racer seems to be on another flyer, but he's invalidated again in the exact same place, which is very annoying. Very low on fuel, so hopefully he does have enough time. I don't think he will, to come into the pit and do another lap. Giacatino, the guy chasing down the current leader, is now coming out of the pit, and we say that we're right aboard with the current championship leader. iFire or Firestorm, and we go into turn number 1. Very nicely done on the apex there, riding the curve there. Turn number 2, not what I see many drivers doing. Very close to the wall now. We see him go into turn number 4 and 5. Riding the curve, very lucky to not lose the car there. Now braking down into gear number 3 and gentle on the throttle. And see how we done in sector number 1. It is not a purple sector 1, but it's very close to a lap time improvement. Now the second DRS straight is now up and available for him. Now we're going to be going into heavy braking into turn number 11. Will he hit the apex? He's slightly missed the apex. A lot of people are missing the apex in turn number 11. It is quite a tricky corner, if I do say so myself. Let's see how he does through the chicane. I haven't put a commentator's curse on it. And he's coming through the second sector. Will it be a purple second sector? It will be a purple second sector. Nearly 2 tenths up on his time. And he's currently leading the provisional pole time. Now coming into the final DRS straight. Now heavy braking into turn number 17. Heavy braking now into turn number 2. There's a car in front. Hopefully that did not hold him up. Seemed to be very shaky there coming out turn number 17. Now 18 and number 19. Will he improve in his lap time from 126.8 as he crosses the line? A brilliant lap time on a 126.586. Magnificent time, and we will ride on board. 2 minutes left of the session. Yakatino about to start his lap, but it's not actually the right lap. He's going to delay it by another lap. I'm surprised Dylan, GBG Racing, not going to be coming out of the pit for another lap. And don't think he's going to have enough time by the time he comes out. We'll see. Maybe not coming out. We'll see. Cool. Red Dog improving on his time. P5 127.6. Couple of drives on an out lap. Anybody across the line is Mercedes about to cross the line. Of Lachlan Counter about to start his lap. And Alpine about to finish his lap, if I'm not mistaken. That's the wrong Alpine. Red Bull of TKA had validated lap time. There is a Ferrari on an out lap. A lot of drivers on an out lap at the moment. Not long left to qualifying. GBT Racer will not be setting another lap. That is him out of the session as well. With Charlie will not be taking another lap. That is him out of the session as well. DRS Rhino, of course, had a qualifying ban. So he had retired. Magnifico retired in the chicane turn number 14 and 15, clipping the wall on the left and moved front left. Very unfortunate from him. At least he didn't invalidate. But here we go. Riding aboard with the man chasing down the championship leader in the McLaren now across the start finish straight. Heavy braking into turn number 1, down into gear number 2. Slightly missing the apex there in turn 1, but riding the apex there in turns number 2 and 3. Slightly wide, not going as close to the wall as I fired one, but let's see how we got through turns number 4 and 5. Very nicely done, nearly losing the rear end there, but he's coming around these corners very, very nicely. As he now comes round turn number 8, he's driving that McLaren absolutely brilliantly. He's improved on his lap time by nearly 3:10, but he's going to have to improve by nearly over a second on this lap. So he's going to have to see if he can improve. And he's now doing heavy braking into turn number 11. Will he hit the apex unlike everyone had? He has hit the apex. Now turn number 12 and 13 coming round into the sector. Corners everyone's been struggling on. He has not invalidated his lap time. He's lost the rear end slightly. Now in turn 16, now foot to the floor, and go, go, go. He's got a purple middle sector, and he's 5/10 up on his time. Now it's going to be direct open and try and get to the line as quick as he can. Let's see how perfect he does his final corner. Now going into turn number 17, and then slightly missed the apex, and he's not going to be happy with that one at all. Now going into turn number 18 and 19, he's going to get into the front row, or will he take provisional pole? Let's see where the McLaren goes. And he's only going to put his car into P4, and Firestorm improved his lap time by even more with a 1:26, 1:93, nearly 9/10 quicker than the man in second row. Devo is about to cross the line very, very slowly, and Clock Show is doing donut. So that is the session over. That is a brilliant session, but brilliant time there made by Firestorm. And that is going to be our grid for the race here in Miami. USA, Firestorm taking pole position by just over 9/10. So that's going to be our grid. iFire, Comagon, Magnifico, Yakatino, GBG Racer in P5, Red Dog 6, Little Audi P7, Logo Encounter 8, Charlie P9, TJ Lucas in P10. Out of the points, going to be Devo 11, Clock Show 12, Elite Pilot 13, TKA 14th, RTP 15th, and DRS Rhino 16th. go to the lights. 4 and 5, and it is lights out, and away we go here in Miami. And Firestorm's actually had a very shaky start, come and gone, and Yakatino overtaken. We've lost 2 positions, actually dropped down to P6. And I'm not too sure if he's in the lobby, but unless he's really struggling on the tyres, he's dropped a lot of positions. Tyre-wise, let's get the tyres up. GBG race up into P5. Comagon is leading the race. Giacatino in P2. Magnifico currently chasing him down. Little Aussie. The two McLarens looking very good. Papaya rules. Maybe or maybe not. Firestorm currently in P6. Now getting overtaken by Loco and Kanta. And Red Dog is there as well. Hi-Fi really struggling coming off the start. This the only driver to be starting on a different combat attack. It's going to be Comagon on the hard. Giacatino in P3. Magnifico making a move down the inside. Not going to make a move. GBT Racer making a move down the inside of Little Aussie, and it's going to be the move. They're going to be going side by side, running forward with Firestorm. There might be trying to be a contact with Firestorm and somebody else. GBT Racer, it's going to be front wing lock for the championship lead of Firestorm in P6. Virtual safety car is out. GBT Racer up in P4. Firestorm with an absolutely terrible start to the race, dropping from pole position down to P6, and now it's going to have to pit again with front wing damage. It's going to be safety car is out. The safety car is out. Firestorm is going to have to pit with front wing damage. Not too sure how significantly bad that front wing damage. His front end plate's gone on that V carb. He is going to be coming into the pit. And I'm not too sure what tyres he's going to be putting on. A lot of drivers actually coming into the pit. It's going to be the V carb, Haas and the Ferrari. Actually making a very nice move around the outside. TJ Lucas wanted to get past. Devo picking up the third penalty of EUT2. 10-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Safety car down. How you have a 20-second penalty in 2 laps, I have no idea. But fair enough. Let's see what the chat is saying. Chat has said much. Artie putting on the fresher, softer compounded tyres. A lot of drivers actually pitting. Firestorm pitting onto the harder compounded tyre. TJ Lucas onto the hard. Everyone that pitted onto the harder compounded tyre. Artie on the softer compounded tyre. No retirement yet, although I might have put the card on that. Position changes. Comagon, of course, taking the lead of the race in turn number 1, improving a position. Giacatino improving 2 positions. Magnifico holding his P3. GBT Racer in P4. Very nicely improved. Little Aussie up in 2 positions. Local and Cadra up 2 positions. Elite Pilot, who just got front wing damage there actually, with collision with the Mercedes, up into P7, improving by 7 positions. But I'm trying to have a look on the front wing of the Alpine at the moment, see if he had any front wing damage. Back to the championship leader is currently sat in P9. The guy currently chasing him down in P2, only 3 points behind. In P2, Giacatino currently chasing him down. Magnifico and Loco and Kazna currently tied for P3 in the driver standing, both on 46 points. Both drivers actually promoted from EUT2 up into EUT3 up into EUT2. Constructors wise, we have the McLaren leading the Constructors Championship on 37 points. So, not 37 points, 94 points. 37 points is how much they got in Italy. But 94 points for the McLaren in P1. P2 in Williams on 82 points, just 12 points behind, so not too far behind. The V-Carb in P3 on 77 points. In 4th is Mercedes on 63 points, and they would be on 73 points, but there was a 10-point deduction for Loco and Carter qualified back. So safety car should be coming in this lap, unless the game glitches, and of course we all know how this game is. It's run by EA, so anything can happen at any moment. I'm surprised my game hasn't crashed yet, to be honest, knowing EA. But lap's currently lap number 3 out of 29. So of course the safety car is going to come in this lap. Oh my god, it's going to be leading the pack here. Drivers are trying to warm up their tyres, but if you have done league racing, you know that you can't warm up your tyres. But when we'll, oh my god, put the foot down, really slow. Yeah, trying to catch him back, but he's gone, and Yakatino tried to stick with him, and actually GPG Racer looks very shaky there, defending the inside here, but Lil Ozzy may be making a move down the inside here. He has made a move down the inside here. Tiny bit of contact with the kick tower, but the kick tower keeping in position. Looking really shaky there, the kick tower, currently riding forward with the McLaren of Lil Ozzy, and actually getting a move done. Brilliant move by the Mercedes out of absolutely nowhere. Loco and Carter making the move down the inside of turn number 4. Brilliant overtake. Going to be chasing down the kick tower at the moment. Further down the field, RT not getting a cross time to good use, and he's fired Storm trying to claw back in position that he lost. Heading into turn number 11, there might be a move here from the Williams driver, but doesn't want to make a move too quick. Actually, the two drivers ahead might be going side by side through sector number 2, the hairpin, but Yakatino's not going to be looking too bothered about that one at the moment. They're in contact. Not too sure if that's front wing damage on the Williams. That is maybe not going to be front wing damage, maybe line damage, but no drivers here going to be close enough at the moment. Lil Ozzy now all over the back of the Mercedes, currently lap number 4 of 29. Loco and Carter really had the downfall from the brake, so really looking quick with the brakes at the moment. Further down the field, Firestorm looking down the inside of the hack driver from turn number 17. Going to want to get the moves on as good as he can. Fight his way back the field, and nearly lost the car there. Comagun now takes the fastest lap of the race. 1:31. Archie actually takes it. Only across to come back at time. 1:31.591 to Archie in the McLaren Mercedes. They're currently in P12. Further up the field, GPG Racer just been overtaken by Loco and Carter, who's currently out of DRS. So GPG Racer might be able to claw this position back, actually. Loco and Carter managed to get back. Lil Ozzy now has actually just been overtaken. GPG Racer is actually slightly getting pushed into the wall there. Red Dog now joining the fight. GPG Racer not looking too quick. We're going to see Charlie getting on Foxshow here. Foxshow looking very vulnerable here with no DRS. And we now see GPG Racer sending one down the inside here of turn number 11. Tiny bit of contact from Lil Ozzy and GPG Racer, but brilliant dive bomb from GPG Racer. They say you have no balls if you're not racing, but didn't really show his balls there to go to dive bomb into turn number 11. I'm trying to think of a quote there, but nothing coming to my head there. But he's got the DRS, he's going to look very vulnerable here to the McLaren. The McLaren maybe making a move here, back down the inside of the kick tower. He's going to send one down the inside of the kick tower. That's a very aggressive dive bomb from the McLaren car. We now see GPG Racer losing a lot of position there from the McLaren. If GPG Racer does not report that McLaren, I will be doing so myself. Hopefully GPG Racer does not have any front wing damage there. Further up the field, Comagon has now been overtaken by Yakatino, and they're now fighting really close to one another. Lil Ozzy down the yellow flag, further down the field to Charlie, facing the wrong way on the track and actually resetting to track. So have fun with your penalty, mate. Comagon is now going to be fighting with Yakatino. Yakatino on the medium compound side. Comagon on fourth on the harder compound side from the start to the race. Comagon is going to have the DRS here, and Giacchettino not deploying too much. We're going to have a look down the inside here. He's going to make the move down the inside here. He is going to make the move down here. Is Giacchettino going to try the switch back? He tried to, but wasn't quick enough. He's slightly backing away from Comagun. Doesn't want to cause any front wing damage to himself. Currently a four-way fight for P1. I fired, caught back into P5. At the moment, Little Aussie just there behind him. Red Dog in P7. GBG Raider, Little Aussie looking very shaky there. Coming out of turn number 16. He's going to be very vulnerable here with no DRS. And Red Dog goes to deploy all of his DRS for what he has left. About to run out all of the DRS. DRS open. Now making a move down the inside here. GBG Racer also making a move down the inside here in the McLaren. He's got the move done in McLaren. Slightly losing the rear end of the kick Sauber. As the McLaren now comes into the pit. Hopefully he doesn't have any front wing damage. Don't think he does. He does actually. Front end plate on the right hand side. Slight front wing damage. So that is going to hinder him slightly. But he is there with the DRS. Red Dog not close enough, Firestorm not close enough, Giacchettino and Comagun still fighting, Comagun of course now we've taken Giacchettino. It's going to be a switcheroo between these two drivers. Giacchettino tired around Miami, the tyre degradation around the track really burned down a lot, but the McLaren is now going to be chasing down the Alpine, lap 27 out of 29. It's going to be close enough to make the move here down the outside or the inside. Is he going to make the move? He's not going to make the move, but very close to rear-ending that Alpine. And Magnifico still waiting there in a fight. Logo Encounter is also there, but this hold-up is really going to invite Firestorm to join the fight. GBG Racer really struggling with that front wing, so surprised he hasn't pitted yet. TJ Lucas currently in P7, currently taking down Red Dog. Further down the field, TKA in P13, Devo in P12, with a lot of penalties. There's that Aston Martin, Elite Pilot P15, 11 seconds down. And we see a yellow flag. There's going to be Charlie out of session, and it's going to be another safety car. That is going to be another safety car. And it's actually going to invite a good opportunity for the kick Sauber to pit and get rid of that front wing. But how many drivers will we see coming to the pit? Not many drivers coming in at the moment, as I can see. Will GBT Racer come in? He is going to come into the pit. He's going to come into, hopefully, please do speed. He's avoided the speeding in the pit lane. Clock show has got a 10-second temp penalty for speeding in the pit lane. GBT Racer, I presume, will be putting on the harder compounded tyre. He's got a good chance of winning this race, but with that front wing change, of course, we'll be putting on the harder compounded tyre. But with that front wing change, really going to drop him down the order. Now P9. Hopefully might come out P9, might not come out P9. Clock show P10. Firestorm had done his mandatory pit stop, so he will not have to pit again. Will he be able to go till the end of the race? Just over 20 laps left on the harder compounded tyre. Doable. It very is doable on the harder compounded tyre, but we'll have to see how the race unfolds. Currently 2 safety cars. At the moment, Giacchettino, oh my god, currently leading. Magnifico in P2, Giacchettino in P3. As it stands, Giacchettino will take the lead of the Driver Championship, and Firestorm isn't close enough to hold his lead. But just a reminder, it's only a 3-point gap between first and second in the championship leader. Firestorm currently being first in the championship, and Giacchettino currently being third. Position changes, let's see how we're doing. Local counter improving 4th position. DRS Rhino improving 8. Of course, DRS Rhino with a qualifying lap. Very good improvement from him. Penalty wide, DRS Rhino with a 10-second penalty. That is for being in the pit lane. Clock show for 13 seconds. 3 seconds for track limit violation. 10 seconds for being in the pit lane. Slightly, and RT with also 10-second track penalty for being in the pit lane. Oh my god. Magnifico actually comes into the pit. And he missed the pit before, but he's going to be dropping very far back. And getting rid of the medium compounded tyre, put on the harder compounded tyre. He's going to come out in maybe P14, seeing where McLaren is, maybe P15, might come out of the back of the grid. The McLaren now comes around the corner, and I think the Williams is just about going to be ahead of that Mercedes. But of course, safety car is out, lap number 9 of 29. 21 laps remaining of the Grand Prix in the beautiful, beautiful Miami. Yeah, going into Miami, not really one of my favourite tracks. I know that it is Denard, or the owner of DRL, is one of his favourite tracks in Miami. Why? It's a very good question. I cannot answer. How's the chat doing? How is the chat doing? The chat has said literally nothing from last time. That's brilliant. The League Constructors Championship, of course, Mercedes currently lead the league. Constructors on 318 points. Williams second. V-Carb third, just 3 points ahead of Hack, fourth, 191 to 94. McLaren with 184, DRS, Red Bull 162, Aston Martin 144, King Albon 140, Alpine on 122, and Ferrari at the bottom, 110. That was the total construction for the league. But safety car is coming in once again. Giacchettino's really trying to stick with the Alpine this time. Doesn't want to get caught napping at all this time. When will the Alpine go? The Alpine is gone. The Red Bull close enough. It seems to have more speed. Further down the field, not many drivers. A lot of drivers actually caught napping there. Not many drivers actually close enough, really. And the field very separate apart. As Lachlan Carlson goes side by side with Giacchettino through sector 1. Giacchettino, they're still going side by side. Giacchettino and Lachlan Carlson. Who's going to get the move? Right aboard the Firestorm. Hopefully no contact between these two. Giacchettino now losing down, dropping down to P2. Slightly going wide there in turn number 5 and 6. Giacchettino dropping down. And Lachlan Carlson slightly goes wide through the final bit of sector 1. And there's going to be no DRS enabled to perform until sector another safety car. Further down the field, Little Lodgy, Clock Show, it's a massive fight, crash. Little Lodgy, Clock Show, front wing damage. That's going to be Clock Show with front wing, Little Lodgy with front wing damage. And I'm just going to make a ticket regarding someone. So, safety car of course out again, Clock Show. Really struggling with time. Little Lodgy, very unfortunate to be caught up in that collision. Not many drivers are going to be hitting him. I'll be surprised if they do. Lap number 10, just had a safety car. We are on reduced safety car, so if I'm not mistaken, that's a maximum number 3 safety car. So hopefully no more safety cars. Williams or Martin coming into the pit. Not show, of course. And Little Lodgy, of course, into the pit as well. Their front wing. Clock Show now. Served a time penalty. Little Lodgy also serving a time penalty. RT now getting front wing changed onto the medium compound tyre. I'll be very surprised if the medium last till the end of the race. Little Lodgy just getting his front wing changed now. Let's see who comes out ahead. Little Lodgy just about behind the Williams driver. Will be out for another lap if I'm not mistaken. 2 DNF so far, Charlie and Elite Pilot. Where they are in the standing. Charlie is currently 19 in the standing, 6 points. 4 points from the sprint race and 2 points from the main race. And Elite Pilot is currently on 32 points from Spain, DNS in Mexico, and then collected between sprint and the race. 11 points. So very unfortunate from them. They could have had a good chance to jump up the driver's standings, but as we see the McLaren Williams and Katie's now touching up to the field, that's going to be them. Safety car should be coming in lap number 12. Of course, lap number 12 out of 29. 18 laps remaining. Not just achieved halfway yet. Clock show now comes into the pits again. So if he doesn't catch up to the safety car will be out another lap. So hopefully he catches up. Why he's taking so long in the pit, not too sure, but he don't think he's going to catch up to the field in time. So the safety car may be coming in the next lap. He now comes out of the pit and maybe holding the safety car and the grid up for another lap. Hopefully he can catch up. The safety car is going slow enough, but I don't think he will catch up in time. Hopefully the safety car comes in, because he's been involved with about 4 collisions. So I'm hoping he doesn't catch up to the grid. We ride aboard, become a gun. The leader to the race. Hopefully the safety car does come in this lap, but I don't think it will. The safety car will not be coming in this lap because Clock Show had not caught up. So we'll be doing another lap under the safety car condition. Really holding up the grid for EUT2. Not really much I can do. People are actually coming into the pit. Yakatino putting into the harder compiler tire. DRS Rhino coming in as well. To be serving a time penalty, get rid of that softer compiler tire. Even though it looks like it's soft, it's not. It's a harder compiler tire. Get rid of the hard, get rid of the time penalty onto the medium. TKA, of course, just come out of the pit onto EUT hard, 6 lap old hard. Yakatino will be going to the end of the race. Drivers yet to pit. If we get pit stop, 3 drivers yet to pit. Comagon yet to pit. Loco and Carter yet to pit. Red Dog also yet to pit. Firestorm is there in a fight. Currently P4, TJ Lucas in P5. Clock Show with 4 pit stops. That doesn't surprise me at all either. Penalty wise, Archie on 10 seconds. That's speeding in the pit lane. Clock Show on 3 seconds. Back to the race director. A lot of collisions and warnings. Speeding in a pit lane, track limit. Of course, this is league racing. That is inevitable. Hopefully, DRS Rhino can catch up in time for the safety car to come in. He has caught up. The Firestorm actually now getting a 10-second penalty for severe collision with TJ Lucas. I know the game is very harsh with the penalty. Doesn't seem to have any front wing damage, but the safety car is finally going to be coming in lap 13. So we're going to be back to racing speed on lap number 14. Hopefully we do not get another safety car straight away. The safety car will be coming in. Negatino got... Oh, invite. Bang. invited Giacchino down in P12. Hopefully he can take control of his car again. Come on, leading the race, and Local Encounter is actually there, making the move, going into turn number 1. It's yellow flag further down the field. Now going side by side into turn number 1, and he's going to take the lead of the race. And they're still going side by side. Come on, and Local Encounter in sector 1, coming out of turn number 3. Now going into turn number 4. It's going to swing on around the outside, and that's Local Encounter taking the lead of the race. Red Dog there, it's also in the fight in P3. And we now see GBT Racer now dropping down to P14. Not too sure what happened with him. Demo there in P5. TJ Lucas still in P4. Comagun and Local Encounter still fighting for the lead of the race. Currently lap number 14 of lap number 29. No DRS, of course, enabled until the next lap. And Comagun going very close to the wall here. They're going to be going side by side into turn number 1. And Red Dog now makes a move. A double overtake on the two drivers to take the lead of the race. Brilliant move from the Hatch driver there. And Comagun does manage to get past Local Encounter, but the Hatch driver gets the move done. And further down the field, Firestorm actually dropped down to P13 with front wing damage, potentially with GBT Racer very far down behind the field. So that's the championship leader down the field. Local Encounter, Comagun going to make a move down the inside, going to turn into turn number 17. They're going to be going side by side into the final penultimate corner. Hatton driver and the Alpine, but the Alpine making a move done on the Hatch driver. Local Encounter is also there. The Hatch driver is going to be fighting that one back. DRS is now enabled. Local Encounter currently fighting down the Hatch driver. TJ Lucas also there in the fight. Devo there in P5. RT just slightly trailing behind Magnifico. Currently trying to chase down RT. Clock show there. Little RT 1.6 seconds behind DRS Rhino. Giacchino, both people currently fighting for the championship, are both out of the points until we now see GBT Racer also picking up a 20-second time penalty, now retiring in the pit. Local Encounter in P3. Giacchino can't take control of his thing. And he now retired from the session and he cannot take control. And Red Dog and Comagun are now fighting. And Giacchino is now out of the session. Comagun now taking the lead of the race. Red Dog currently chasing him down. Just been overtaken. Local Encounter also there. Yellow flag. That's Giacchino retiring from the session. He cannot take control of his car. TJ Lucas also there in P4. Still there in the fight. Devo there. It's a DRS train all the way down to P8. Local Encounter is not going to be close enough. Is he going to be close enough to make the move down on the Hatch? He's going to be close enough, going to make the move. Going to turn number 17. The Hatch is now dropping down to P3. The Ferrari comes to there. Into the fight. Go down the inside. That's not going to be quick enough to make the move on the Hatch. But he's going to have the DRS and the Hatch drive looking very slow. And maybe go down the inside here. Going into turn number 1. And he's going to be going down here. Down the inside into turn number 1. And he's got the move. They're still going side by side. The Hatch driver and the Ferrari. They're still the both Ferrari engine. They're still going side by side, fighting through sector number 1. But that's Red Dog dropping from P number 1 to P number 4. And that's TJ Lucas now up into the podium. Local Encounter has dropped back from Comagun, who's currently in this race in the Alpine. Currently 1.2 second gap. Red Dog trying to want to get past his Ferrari as quick as he can. Devo also there in the fight. RT has now dropped out DRS. Don't know if he was within the DRS range. Magnifico's all over the back of him at the moment. Clotcho, two William teammate are there. Little Longy not close enough. Maybe going to be getting attacked by DRS Rhino. Firestorm, both championship leaders, or both fighting for the championship, are both out of the point. And it's not looking likely that Firestorm's going to get into the point at all. TKA not close enough. DRS Rhino currently in 10th at the moment. Further up the field, massive DRS train all the way up to P2. Local Encounter not going to be close enough for Comagun. It's going to be left really vulnerable here from TJ Lucas, currently chasing down the Mercedes. Currently lap number 16 out of 29. Not going to be close enough. Red Dog is now not within DRS range, and Devo now makes the move. He's going into turn number 17. He's got the move done on the Hatch driver, and all over the back of him is the Mercedes trying to get past him. Red Dog really losing a lot of position, still yet to pitch, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And Devo now getting past the Hatch driver. TJ Lucas now all over the back of Local Encounter. Local Encounter, of course, with no DRS. Comagun currently on 32% DRS. Local Encounter on 56. the Ferrari on 44, Devo on 16, absolutely deploying everything to get within the DRS range in that Aston Martin, chasing down TJ Lucas. Further down, Red Dog is also there. Clock show getting another 3-second time penalty for track limit violation. Is now going side by side with DRS Rhino. DRS Rhino now, they're going to get the move done. He's going to get the move done. He's got the move done on the Williams. I don't think the Williams going to have any DRS. Comagon, look at Counter, and TJ Lucas very, very close to each other. And it's now, Comagon's lost a lot of time actually to Loco Ricardo. 1.1 second gap it was, and now a 0.2 second gap. Now a 7-way fight for the lead of the race. Magnifico, Artie, Red Dog is now going side by side with Devo, coming out of turn number 16 now, DRS, and it's all about raw pace here now, down this straight to turn number 17. Aston Martin does not have any DRS, so it's going to be very vulnerable here. It's going to get double overtaken here from the Mercedes and the Haas, and that's the Mercedes going down the inside and contact, and that's front wing damage on the Mercedes, but he's not going to pit yet. And he's still going for the Haas car, as the Haas car does collect his front wing. That's going to be a 1.9 second gap now from Comagon, and look, Comagon now takes the lead of the race. He's taken the lead of the race, and Comagon now in P2. TJ Lucas now in P3, and that's the yellow flag further down the field. It's going to be Magnifico out of this race. It's actually him retiring in the pit. Firestorm in P12. We might even get one bonus point. And Comagon slightly losing the rear end, and TJ Lucas swings past him. No, he does not. Comagon really struggling, and contact from the Ferrari, wiping out Comagon on the DNF. Comagon is out of the race, and he was leading this race. That is his front left tyre, and that's going to be a virtual safety car. Very unfortunate from Comagon in P10 and being out the local car down. Doing his mandatory pit stop, TJ Lucas of course pitting with that front wing damage. Sure, a lot of drivers will be pitting now, lap number 19 of 29, Firestorm. It's not going to be close enough to get into the pits, and actually a driver behind him of Clock Show. A lot of drivers putting on the softer compound tyre. Very unfortunate to see Yakatino retired from the race. RT currently leading this race. Little RT in P2, and it's of course a safety car. I will be back very shortly. Show currently P8, Firestorm, current championship leader, is back into the point. Of course, safety car condition. Okay. In fact, a lot of drivers will be getting investigated after this break. Myself, Miguel, Garth, and Denart will be investigating a lot of driving and a lot of driving in the break. Not going to name any names, but I'm sure you can figure out which drivers are going to be investigated. Back to the standing. iFire, currently P8, will be an improvement of 4 points, which will improve his gap to 7 points. But I'm sure he will be able to get more points. On the medium compound tide, which is of course a lot more safer than the soft compound tide, the Loco and Cloud is going to be very quick. RT currently leading the right. RT stats in EUT2, he's got 6 points, 1 point, and he's got highest ever point finish, or just outside the podium in P4. In the race in Imola, in P4. Little Audie, of course, high race finish was also P4. Spain and Mexico got 6 points. DRS Rhino, who moved from the Asian tier over to the European tier. Safety car, of course, not coming in the lap. Block Show is not caught up yet. Another driver. Loco and Gardner, driver promoted from EU Tier 3, but since his promotion, he got second twice. One in the sprint race and one in Mexico, and he came third on the podium, third spot on the podium in Italy in EU Tier 3. Loco and Gardner got third, and then a DNF. So he's good at getting podium, did very well in EU Tier 3, and doing very well in EU Tier 2. More drivers pitting, that's TKA coming into the pit, and DRS Rhino now coming out of the pit. Hopefully that means safety car will be coming in the lap. Currently lap 21 out of 29. I'm just telling you, I'm riding on board both Mercedes in the point. Well, everyone's in the point. Both V-Carb are still alive, both Mercedes still alive. There are only 2 teams with 2 cars left. Very unfortunate, with a lot of drivers. Comagon lost the rear end and got collected by the Ferrari. Just very unfortunate incident that happened there. Devo, Magnifico, and Giacchettino could not take control of the car after being disconnected. GBT Racer retired in the pit, and Elite Pilot and Charlie had a collision with another driver. GBT Racer leaves the session, and hopefully that's going to be you're seeing virtual safety car. We're currently under safety car conditions, if we can see, riding aboard with Archie. Lap 21 out of 29, and the safety car will be coming in this lap. For the first time this race, it's not going to be Comagon or Giacchettino setting the pace. It's going to be Archie setting the pace for this. So let's see how we do coming around the final corner. Little Archie actually loses the position, and Archie actually allowing him to catch up again. Little Archie caught napping. Loco Encounter is going to be all over the back of him already, and there might be a Mercedes 1-2 as he goes for the move down the inside, and that's him down the inside. Little Audie now leads the session. I'm going to try and invite him as quick as I can. There. And he gets everything. He's going to lose a lot of positions here. Haas now needs to get past him, Little Audie, and the Ferrari's now got past him. Firestorm up into P6. Little Audie just going to be a sitting duck at the moment. Of course, under AI control. AI is on 70, lap 22 out of 29. Firestorm, the current championship leader in P6. Red Dog Why have you invited me, mate? You're the one that needs to join the game, not me. I've invited you again. Little Audie still in P4. Don't know if he's rejoined or not. Both Mercedes up ahead, still fighting. Loco and Carter and Artsy. Will there be any Mercedes rule? Lewis Hamilton and Bottas will let me go ahead. We'll see it. Archie looking very shaky there coming out of turn number 15 and 14. Little Audie has now rejoined the session. Tiny bit of lag there. And Archie's going to be very vulnerable here to Loco and Carter. Loco and Carter going to be going down the inside here on the soft Gambana tyre. TJ Lucas is not going to be close enough. Further down the field. He's got the move done, but they're still going side by side into turn 17. And they're still fighting coming out of turn 17. There's actually seeing Artie drop down. There's actually collected from wing damage from teammate. As Loco and Carter now takes the lead of the race. TJ Lucas all over the back of the Mercedes at the moment. Maybe making a move down the inside. Not going to make the move down the inside. And the hack drive currently 1.4 second gap. Clotcho in P5. Firestorm in P. Currently fighting him at the moment. And got the move done. DRS Rhino, both V-Carb now together. Clotcho now dropping down to P6. Little Audie had, of course, rejoined in P7 with its AR car taking control. DRS Rhino looking very shaky there. And Clotcho all over the back of DRS Rhino. DRS Rhino goes wide and lets him pass. Loco and Carter currently leading this race and deploying a lot. TJ Lucas is going to have DRS here, but will he be close enough to make a move going into turn number 11? I don't think he will be. He's having a look down the inside, but he's not going to be close enough. Red Dog, of course, is not close enough. Firestorm on the medium compound tyre is going to be really struggling. And now the DRS Rider going very deep in turn 11, and Clotcho also there in that fight, trying to get past him. Little Audie also still waiting there patiently in that fight. RT in P8. TJ Lucas still not overtaking Loco and Carter, currently lap 23 of lap 29. TJ Lucas currently got the DRS enabled. Will he be close enough to go into turn number 17? He's having a look down the inside. He's not going to be brave enough to send one on the Mercedes car. And Red Dog is also there. Firestorm 0.7 second gap to Red Dog, currently in P3 in the final podium spot. And TJ Lucas now at DRS. He's going to be close enough here going into turn number 1, but he's not going to make the move. He's just having a look down the inside, seeing when the best opportunity is going to be. 5 or 6 laps remaining, and TJ Lucas and Loco and Carter currently fight for the lead of the race. Firestorm currently chasing down for a podium spot to try and bridge that gap. And we now see Red Dog slightly losing the rear end in turns number 4 and 5, and Red Dog's going to be very vulnerable here with no DRS and deployed all of his DRS. Currently 10% with Firestorm 55, so the Hatch is going to absolutely have no chance. And we now see Archie getting a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane, and we actually see another driver retire. I'm not too sure what driver that is. Now going to unleash. Firestorm's actually caught up significantly to the 2 front runners, and maybe he might take the lead of the race or win the race. He's now in P3, he's got the podium. Now trying to close up. TJ Lucas now dropped out of DRS, and Loco and Carter now unleashed. He's got a purple middle sector, Loco and Carter. Firestorm's not close enough for DRS, but Red Dog does have DRS. Will he be quick enough to keep with him? We're not too sure. DRS Rider really struggling, and Clotcho is going to have DRS, maybe making a look down the inside here of turn number 17. I don't think he's going to be close enough here. He's actually going to teleport closer, because that's normal. TJ Lucas is going to be very vulnerable here. Loco and Carter is now going to pick up the fastest lap. Firestorm actually takes it off him on the medium compound tyre. 129.437. Loco and Carter trying his best to get away from the Ferrari, to not pull him along. Firestorm trying to catch up to the Ferrari. Currently lap 25 out of 29. 4 laps remaining. Riding forward with Firestorm coming through turn number 4, number 5, riding that curb on the right hand side. He's now caught up to DRS, to the Ferrari ahead of TJ Lucas. Red Dog has dropped out of DRS in P4. If anyone picked up a penalty, they might drop out of the podium spot. Firestorm in P3. TJ Lucas is not going to have any DRS. Firestorm has now got the opportunity to lunge for P2. He's got the DRS. TJ Lucas has caught back up, really deploying as much as he can all of the DRS battery in that Ferrari. Fire Lucas all over the back of that Ferrari now, through the chicane. Don't want to risk anything too much in that chicane section, and TJ Lucas is going to be very vulnerable here with no DRS and very minimal ERS compared to Firestorm and medium compound tyre. On lap 25, now coming in the final DRS break of the lap, and he's going to be absolutely gone by him. He's going to squeeze him a tiny bit, but Firestorm is going to take second place. He's now within DRS. He's now going to be chasing down Loco and Casa, who's on the medium compound time, but TJ Lucas is going to fight that one back, and he's got the move back down on the switchback on the Ferrari. He's got the move on the Firestorm. It's disrupted the championship leader, who's trying to chase for the lead of the race. But he's dropped back down into P3. TJ Lucas now 1 second gap, trying to catch up back up to the Mercedes. Loco and Casa cannot bridge that gap at all as much as he's trying. TJ Lucas put an absolutely brilliant fight there in that Ferrari, but dropped out of the DRS once again. Firestorm all over the back of that Ferrari again. Red Dog not close enough, not really any other fight going on at the moment. It's currently a three-way fight nearly for the lead of the race, currently lap 26 of 29. TJ Lucas is not going to have any DRS here, but he'll have the DRS on the back straight towards turn 17. Firestorm's going to make the move down, going to go down the inside of turn number 11. He's got the move done, but TJ Lucas make the switch back. He's gone slightly deep there in the V-car, but the Ferrari's not going to want to push anything too much. The softer compound tyres are still doing very well, very shaky there from the Ferrari, but the V-car's not going to have any DRS here, and the Ferrari does have DRS. V-car's going to be deploying all of the DRS, as the Mercedes is not. Mercedes trying to go for the quickest lap, and he's got the hot lap enabled. Ferrari trying to stick with the V-carb at the moment, as the V-carb trying to catch up to the Mercedes at the moment. V-carb within DRS, Ferrari within DRS, sorry, may I say, and trying to catch up in the V-carb to Loco and Casa, who promised coming across the line. Current fastest lap is Firestorm. He currently kicks down Mercedes. TJ Lucas also trying to stick within the fight. Firestorm now on the medium compound tyre, 9 lap old now, lap 27 out of 29, 3 laps remaining of this Grand Prix. Firestorm currently chasing down Loco and Casa, who's currently getting chased down by TJ Lucas, trying to stick in the fight. Loco and Casa saved all of the DRS, slowly losing the rear end there coming through the final bit of sector number 1, but he's going to be very vulnerable here with no DRS, but I'm sure he's going to be okay with it. He's not going to deploy any ERS. He knows he's going to have the DRS coming out of turn number 16. Firestorm now not deploying any ERS either. DRS enabled. TJ Lucas has now dropped out of the ERS of the V-carb. V-carb very quickly catching up to the Mercedes now. The soft tyre compound really dived off very, very quickly, and a very brave choice for Firestorm, picking the medium compound tyres. And that's Loco and Casa getting a track limit violation, and that might drop him out of the point, out of the podium, depending on how close Red Dog is going to be. And Firestorm is now going to have DRS. Will he be close enough to make the move here going into turn 17? I don't think he will be, as he's not deploying anything, neither is Loco and Casa. TJ Lucas now a 1.8 second gap to Firestorm, so I think all of his hope is gone for P2 or P3. We are now starting the penultimate lap of the race. Firestorm going to make a move here, going down the inside here of the Mercedes. Yes, making the move here on the Mercedes. Mercedes trying to switch back, but no luck there on the Mercedes. He's going to try and stick with him. And this is all for it now. No penalties, no nothing. It's just a raw fight between the Mercedes and the V-carb. V-carb trying to deploy, trying to get away from the Mercedes, trying to not lose the rear end. Mercedes trying to stick with him. At the moment, he's got the ERS advantage. V-carb currently on 59%. Mercedes currently on 79%. Mercedes is now going to have the DRS from Firestorm, but Firestorm's not going to be close enough to get the overtake. Loco and Casa, DRS now enabled, now 1.8 second gap. Firestorm trying to break the gap. 19% ERS left on that V-carb. Mercedes trying to stick with him as much as he can on the soft compound tyres. He's trying to stick with him now, turn number 12 and turn number 13, 14 and 15. Through the chicane we go. Hopefully Loco and Casa does not pick a time penalty. He does not. Now through turn number 16. He's going to have the DRS. Will Firestorm deploy? He's not deploying anything. Loco and Casa absolutely deploying it, trying to get past him. Way much ERS advantage on the V-carb. Is he going to have a move done here going into turn 17? They're going to be going side by side into turn 17. Loco and Casa go down the inside. Maybe a switch back from Firestorm. That is going to be a switch back, but not going to be good enough. And not going to be enough pace. And Loco and Casa now takes the lead of the race. and a track limit violation for the V-Carb, and Loco Encounter now leads the race. Firestorm not going to be close enough to maybe we've tiny bit of contact from the Mercedes and the V-Carb, and the V-Carb really looking quicker on the medium compounded tyres. Firestorm maybe go round the outside, and he has gone round the outside of the Mercedes. Mercedes really struggling on the softer compounded tyres. We're currently on the final lap of the race, and Red Dog's actually now been overtaken by Clotcho. For Clotcho with a time penalty here. Loco Encounter on 57% ERS. Firestorm currently on 28, really deploying as much as he can. Loco Encounter now has DRS. Is he going to be close enough going here into turn number 11? Reminder, we're on the final lap of the race. 40% for Loco Encounter. V-Carb currently on 24. He's not going to be close enough. He's going to have the DRS. Coming out of turn number 14, really shaky there from the V-Carb, and nearly damaged there from the Mercedes, and the V-Carb was nearly lost it all there, and the Mercedes now down to DRS advantage. V-Carb on 45% ERS, he's going to lose it on the final lap because he worked so hard, as the Mercedes is going to have the DRS on the final DRS straight on the final lap, deploying everything, both drivers. V-Carb on 1%, and the Mercedes go down the inside. They're going to be fighting for the win of the race, and the Mercedes take the lead of the race, and the V-Carb gets overtaken, and Firestorm can do absolutely nothing there but hold his hands up, and Loco Encounter takes his first win in EUT2 here in Miami, and Firestorm takes second. V-Carb in P2, TJ Lucas in P3 in the Ferrari. Red Dog jumped up into P4, Clotcho in P5, DRS Rhino in P6, Little Lottie in P7, and Archie just coming round the last couple of corners in P8. That is, what a brilliant race, brilliant fighting between Loco Encounter and Firestorm. That is, he's worked so hard for the win of the race, for finally winning his first DRL race. He's finally done it. He's got second place twice in EU Tier 2, and he's got a third place on the podium. And in EU Tier 3, he's got a third place and finally won a victory race. And a brilliant drive from Loco Encounter and Firestorm on the final lap. Brilliant, brilliant drive. Now wait for Archie to come round turn number 17 to finish off the last couple of drivers on the harder compounded tyres to finish off the race in Miami. I need to go to bed. Clotcho getting the driver of the day. I do not agree with that at all. If I had to give driver of the day to somebody, it would be tough between Loco Encounter and Firestorm. So I'm going to put that up to the vote for the members of EUT2 to vote for that, as we see Loco Encounter doing his somersault for his first ever race. Double German podium. Of course, the Ferrari, TJ Lucas and Loco Encounter in P1. And that is a victory for Loco Encounter. Very unfortunate from Firestorm, but P2 is still good enough. A good improvement on P2 and Yakatino. Very unfortunate with what happened with Yakatino getting disconnected, but that is going to be our race. Loco Encounter, of course, from P8 to winning the race. Actually, I'll take it back. Loco Encounter, driver of the day, and Firestorm P2, TJ Lucas P3, Red Dog in P4, Clotcho P5, DRS Rhino in P6, McLaren of Little Lottie in P7, RT in P8, and the final driver to get points, TKA in the Red Bull in P9. Don't know why he got points when he DNF'd. TKA, P9, DNF, Comagon, Devo, Magnifico, Yakatino, GBG Racer, Elite Pilot, and Charlie all DNF. That is EU Tier 2 Miami race number 5. Hope you enjoyed. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hope you have a lovely day. And that is me out. Good night.